Here's a tip that shouldn't come as a surprise from any off-the-shelf hydrologist. Don't swim in area creeks and rivers after lots of rain. Why? Because levels of dangerous bacteria spike after lots of stormwater, and if you ingest it, you can get pretty sick. Read all about this in the new issue of the Charleston City Paper that looks again at water quality in spots across the county. Hello everybody, I'm Andy Brack, the City Paper's editor and publisher. Thanks for joining us this week. In this week's news section, State House Report correspondent Jack O'Toole provides the skinny on vaccine issues in South Carolina and Washington as COVID rates are spiking here in South Carolina. Mara Hogan gives a look at what U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson said recently during a speech at the Gilliard downtown. And senior editor Herb Frazier outlines how one Vietnam veteran got better when he headed back to Southeast Asia for a visit. This week's opinion section encourages President Donald Trump to dump U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy and his continuing health misinformation. My column this week calls on people to use more common sense to cut through the Nimrodic political blather that is infecting our country. In food, Connolly Hardaway is back writing about a spirited defense of beer festivals, and Becky Lacey is sharing big culinary news of a New York chef's opening a year-long pop-up at Charleston Place. In culture, Vincent Harris writes about the 4-decade-old group Dream Theater, and you'll learn about the lineup for the fun Pechacucha 48 show on September 9 at the Charleston Music Hall. Also this week is a special insert from our friends at Surge Magazine, which is produced by the Low Country Climate Coalition. It focuses this time on something the writers are calling the Beachnik Revolution. Make sure also to enjoy this week's cartoons by Steve Steiglin and Robert Ariel, as well as our weekly crossword and suggestion of fun things to do around town for the next week. Thanks for joining us again. I'm Andy Brack. Have a great week ahead.